You were on the Catholic Interracial Council, were
Yeah,
you
I was
not?
on the Catholic Interracial Council too.
And what was your work like for them?
Well, I helped them formulate strategy and like housing ordinances and things like that. In fact, I got an award at the Bosman Terrace banquet that Martin Luther King was a keynote speaker.
Oh,
He
very
got the
cool.
award. That's right up there is where I was given an award.
Yeah. What did you get it for? Did you get it just for all of your work in general, or for just one of your organizations and being
For all my
involved?
work in general with the Catholic Interracial Council and with the NAACP and with the Catholic Interracial Council too, you know.
Knowing what you know now and seeing the way things are today and stuff, do you think that you still would have gone back and gotten involved in the NAACP and the Catholic Interracial Council and the Civil Rights Commission and stuff?
If I know what I know now and the world was the way it was then, I would have. You know, I don't know about if the world was like it is now and if there would be a need. You know, I think there's some discrimination, but I don't think it's not as blatant as it was then. Now people kind of hide it more today than they did then, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the reason the laws were put on the books. You know, in the 70s we got the civil rights laws that kind of led to some of the people not being able to discriminate. Or you can go file some charges now if somebody does discriminate against you. And with the legal agencies into it, the kind of protesting that we did would not be needed, because legally there's the Iowa Civil Rights Commission, there's the Davenport Civil Rights Commission, and there's a federal agency you can also go to, EEOC, that can help you with your problems. And you know the work with the NAACP and the Catholic Interracial Council. It was a non-paying job, you know, but it was a full-time job.
Sure.
Kind of have to be into it to really do it, you know, because it's a lot of work.
Oh, yeah. Now, you mentioned protests. What kind of protesting did you do?
Oh, marching mostly, and
The picket signs and stuff?
picket signs and the whole bit. See if we, well, here's one here where we were protesting. See the sign up there says Catholic Interracial Council, you know, jobs, housing.
So did you mostly just do marches, or did you do those sit-in things too, or did you?
We didn't do any sit-ins because we found that the marches were descriptive enough without the sit-ins. But in the South there were some sit-ins, you know.
What other kinds of things like that did you do? Like, not necessarily protests, but did you ever, like, get a petition or something to change a restaurants?
We wrote letters to the city council members and wrote letters to the state and had different people tell us about their biases, what biases they ran into, and we were sure to let the world know that the biases were there, you know. And usually when people get embarrassed by the biases, especially if they make the newspaper,
Oh yeah.
they get a little bit different, you know. Yeah, a little bit different.
Was there anything that you would have done differently? Like more protests, less protests? Would you still have gotten involved in the same places, or would you have gotten more involved in the
Well, I think
Catholic?
time constraints kind of kept you from doing any more, because we were doing it all.
Sounds like you were very busy, yeah.
Yeah, we really was. Fair housing was one of our main subjects, and then we had the police to move against certain times when they were a little over aggressive.
Yeah.
And
Did you ever have an experience with somebody who was overly aggressive?
one time we had an office at 601 Harrison, and one morning I was going there early in the morning, and officer pulled a gun on me and thought I was breaking in her. Yeah, and after he found out who I was, so he put his gun away. My collage?
Yeah.
This was given to me at an awards banquet. They were honoring me for my civic work.
Oh.
Somebody put this together for me, so I don't. It's got some of everything on it. Some things that I was involved in. This is George Downey law, zoning. Tell you about the zoning. They when they built the new West High School. West High School wasn't always here, you know.
Uh-huh.
West High School came in the 60s because of the pattern of the black housing. They didn't want any blacks to go to West High School, so they gerrymandered the lines. So see, and so we kind of had to tell them about that too. Yeah, they finally recapitulated and draw the lines the way they should have been drawn. But it was a zigzag line every time they got to a black house, and they curved around it, you know. Yeah.
And you got that changed?
Yeah, we got it changed.